just did her hair a few videos back, and she went blonde. And we did 3 bags of extensions, we did a baby light on her, and she is now ready to go full-on blonde. So we're super excited. She has more of a gold tone right now just because her hair's faded out, and when you're going from dark to blonde, it takes a process, so we're doing that final process today. So what we're going to be doing on her is a full head of baby lights. We want to keep the rooted shadow look just so she has a natural grow out. And her grow out, she's like a level 6, so she's not very dark, so it's going to be perfect. And she brought in 3 bags of bombshell extensions, so we are going to be putting these in her today. And there's a really blonde one, there's a dimensional blonde one, and then we have a rooted one, which will help with the rooted look we're going for. So I am so excited to go over this with you. I know I've done a few videos like this in the past, but every time's different because every head of hair is different, and even every second session on the same head is different. So we're going to be doing a couple things today, a few little tricks I haven't talked about before. So if you are interested in watching this, then stay tuned. Okay, so for her hair, I am using just bleach because the goal is to get her as light as possible, and then we're going to do the root shadowing in the bowl. So what I'm doing is I'm using my Redken Flash Lift, and I'm going to be doing 2 different volume developers. So I'm going to be doing 1 scoop in this bowl, and 1 scoop in this bowl. And I will probably need more than 1 scoop for each bowl, but it's better to mix less when you're starting out and then go back and remix rather than having too much product. And if you mix more bleach at first, it ends up swelling and then you just have a mess on your hands. So I'm going to do 30 volume in this one. I'm going to mix that up with my whisk. And I get a lot of flack on YouTube whenever I don't use a scale to mix. And I will tell you guys, I do use a scale like 60% of the time. But with bleach, I don't. They kind of do teach you in hair school. You can come on in. Wave to the camera. They teach you in hair school that you have to mix it up to like a pancake batter consistency. So I kind of just do that. I like to eyeball it. With balayage, I like to mix it thicker. With highlights, I like to mix it a little thinner. And then if you are using Olaplex or Redken pH Bonder, it makes it thinner too. So you want to make sure that it's not too thin. And then when you're adding that, it's like even runnier. So I just like to eyeball my bleach because I've been doing it for so long that I know the consistencies I like. But when I do use professional color, I'll use a scale. And so I don't get them mixed up, I'm going to be writing on little stickers the developer. So I just wrote 30 on that. And I'm just going to stick it right on my bowl, and then I'll just remember that that one's my 30. And then on this one, I'm just doing 10 volume. And I normally would never use 10 volume with bleach just because it doesn't do much. But her ends are already pretty light. They are a little more golden toned, but if we're letting 10 volume sit on them in foils, then they will get to the blonde we want. I just don't want 30 volume to sit on her ends for very long. I'm going to be using 30 volume in between where we have more of the brassiness from where we were cutting through a previous color last time. So that's why I'm using 30 there and then 10 on the ends. I'm just mixing this up with my whisk. And my cute client Allison, you can come right here, she's in hair school right now, so that's why she's kind of in the back helping me, because as we're mixing color, as we're doing her hair, she's actually learning, and she will be starting here at my salon in February, so we're super excited. So that's why she's back here. I usually don't have my clients back with me. Okay, I'm going to be using Redken pH Bonder, and you guys know that I've kind of gone back and forth using Olaplex and Redken pH Bonder. I really still like Olaplex, but we bought like these big kits from Redken pH Bonder, and I'm just kind of waiting till those run out to buy Olaplex again. But I like both of them. They're really comparable. I used Redken pH Bonder on Allison's hair last time, and it is awesome. Her hair still feels really healthy, and I've been using it on a few of my other clients, and I haven't noticed anything too crazy. So I think I'm going to stick with using it for a while, but I still definitely will use Olaplex. Okay, so I'm just going to use this little medicine dropper thing. It's kind of cool. And I am mixing it with 4 milliliters. So I'm just going to take it right up to 4 milliliters. And I'm adding that in to each of my mixtures. So the key to using any additive, any pH additive like Olaplex, Redken, is making sure that your bleach and developer are mixed up really well before adding it in. So that's why you mix that up first, and then you're going to mix in your additive and make sure you mix it up really well. Fold it into your product super good. Okay, so my 10 volume is all mixed up to the right consistency that I'm looking for. And then as I was mixing that one, my 30 was just sitting here, and it's actually a little too thick for me. I'll kind of zoom up and show you guys. So I don't know if you can really tell, but it's just a little too thick. If I was doing a balayage, this would actually be perfect. But since I'm highlighting, I want it to be a little thinner. So I'm just going to mix a little more developer in with that. And that's feeling a lot better to me. So this is good now. Okay, so I'm just going to start by parting the hair off. And with baby lights, I do the same parting for everyone. I just love it so much. So I end up doing a mohawk down the center, and I make it wider because I do money pieces, and I want the money pieces to go from left to right, so if she switches her part, it's fine. So I'm going to do one of those. And then I'm just going to take that, I'm going to just take from right here where that mohawk ends and go down, and I'm just going to do two sides. And then if you guys have noticed, I'm kind of in a new area. I don't know if you guys did notice, but we actually have been doing a lot of changes to the salon, and I'm actually now in the main building. So a lot of fun changes have happened. If you guys want an updated salon tour, just let me know in the comments below, and I'll do one of those. So it's been about 5 months since I did my last one, so things have changed. A lot. All for the better. Yes. Okay, so this is what we're going for today. So, as you can see in this picture, it's a little more yellow and gold toned, and then we're doing the really white icy blonde. It has a little bit of dimension, which the extensions will give us, and then a shadowed root. So we're really excited to achieve this today. And this is a habit salon picture, and as you guys know, I took a course through habit, so I will be doing all the habit methods that I learned. And the reason that I took the habit course is because I would say habit salon is the picture that I get very, very most, and everyone requests it. And I wanted to be able to tell my clients I know how to do that instead of just guessing. So stay tuned if you want to learn some habit techniques. Okay, let's do this voiceover thing. So I apologize for the terrible audio in the first little bit of my video. I just didn't realize how loud it was going to be at the salon that day, and you can barely hear me, so I'm just really sorry for that. I'm actually working on getting a microphone, so that is coming in the mail, and I'm waiting for that, so hopefully by my next video I have that. And since I did move stations into the front room, it's a little more noisy, so I just apologize for that, and I will be doing the rest of the video with the voiceover so you can understand me a little better. I also do have a really bad cold, so I'm sorry if I sound a little weird and I'm like sneezing the whole time. But anyway, I will just talk you guys through what I'm doing right here. So I am just doing very fine, heavy baby lights on her, and I am just starting at the base of the head, angling upwards, always using my board with the foil on it. I think you guys have seen me do this before. It's my favorite little trick when foiling around the nape and the neckline. It's really hard to get foils really close to the root down there, and the board helps give you more control. So I really like using the board for that reason. And towards the bottom right here, she was pretty brassy all the way through, so I'm putting bleach all the way through with the 30 volume right here. But then as I'm working my way up the head, her ends are getting lighter, so I'm going to leave those out. So you will see me do that. I think on this next foil, I'll start transitioning into that. So as you can see right here, she's got some brassiness, especially through that mid-length. We're really trying to kick that out. So what I'm going to do is put my board in here with my baby lights, and then I'm taking that 30 volume, putting it right there up to the root, knocking through all of that brassiness, and then I'm just going to leave the ends of that hair out because they do not need 30 volume on them because they're light enough already. And when I do baby lights, I am actually super picky. I have seen some videos and just some stylists do baby lights all different ways, and so everyone kind of does them differently, but when I do them, I like them to be very thin and fine because I feel like that's a true baby light. So how I like to describe it is when you are using your weave comb, kind of think of it, I hope this makes sense, but kind of think of it like you're drawing tiny U's, like you're just picking up your weave comb and drawing U's with your weave comb. I don't know if that makes sense, but try it because it was explained to me that way and it made so much sense to me. And so that's the way I do my baby lights now, and it works awesome. Okay, now that I'm done foiling that side of her hair, I'm going to take that 10 volume that I mixed up, and I am just balayaging her ends that were already pretty light with that. And this is just to kick it up a little bit more. She is a little yellow, so I just want to open that cuticle a little bit and balayage to get her a teeny bit brighter. I just didn't want anything more than 10 volume on her end since she was already so light. So I am just going up section by section in between the foils, taking small sections and balayaging as I work my way up. Okay, so now I'm just working my way up the side of the head, and I like to do the sides first and then I do the mohawk section last. I don't really know why I do that, I just do. But anyway, I'm using my board above the ear because I feel like that's another place that's really hard to reach. Like it kind of is hard to just maneuver your foil over the ear. So I use my board on that first and second foil sometimes, and then after that I don't use the board anymore. So I am just going to go up the side of her head here, do my baby lights, and then balayage the dropouts as well. Okay, and raise your hand if you're a hairdresser and you understand this. The only time I ever have to eat is while I am doing hair. So my lovely assistant came and just fed me while I was doing hair, and it was great. So I just thought that was kind of funny because if you're a hairdresser, you totally understand not having time to eat, drink, or pee. Okay, and now I'm doing the mohawk section, and I actually stand on a stool with most of my clients. That's why I'm so tall right here. But I feel like I am so short because I'm 5'2", so I always need to have better leverage. So I use my little stool, and it's perfect. And then I use my board on a majority of the foils that I do in the mohawk section because I feel like it gets you closer to the root. It's a really good base to work from. I just love using the board. I think it's so great. And when I was in beauty school, I always thought boards were really weird, and I was like, why would I do that? But now I understand, especially if you're trying to get really close to the root or you just need better support. It's just an awesome tool to use. And now that I'm getting closer to the front of the head, I spin her around and I do it this way where I come in front of her. And I am just doing a slice right here to get a good money piece. And I usually do 2 slices back to back. And I am actually just doing 10 volume right here since I'm doing a slice. And she's already pretty blonde right here because we did a slice previously for a money piece. So I'm just doing the 10 volume on that because I don't want to over process her. And so for these 2 slices that are back to back, they are 10 volume money pieces. And then I will transition back to my baby lights with 30 volume. And keep in mind that I still am keeping the ends out besides these slices throughout the whole entire head because I don't want to over process her blonde ends. And this is what she looks like when she's done being foiled and balayaged. And after about 20 minutes, I actually combed through these balayaged ends to see where we were at. And they are looking pretty good, pretty blonde. And I'm super excited to rinse her out and tone her. But look how awesome those ends look. I'm so excited. She's lifting really well. Alright, and since I did her back first, it finished processing before the top did, so I am just leaning her back in the bowl and rinsing out that whole entire back section so that it doesn't over process. And then I'm going to let her top process for about 15-20 minutes longer, and then we will rinse her out completely. So I am going to mix up a few different toners for her hair while we're in the bowl. So as you can see right here, we got really, really good lift right here because it was virgin hair. Right here where her color was, we're still a little bit brassy because that's just normal when you're working through color, but we got a lot lighter than we were. So we're going to tone this a little bit differently, and then her ends are really blonde. So we have a lot to work with there. So we're going to be doing a root shadow, a mid-shaft toner, and then an end toner. That's a wrap. Are you going to put that part on? No. That's a wrap. That's a wrap.
Hey, this is Kira. Say hi.
Hello.
All of a sudden you got so awkward. Be cute.
I hate being on the camera.
Oh my gosh, you're so cute though.
My hair.
Kira was on the news last time with us though. Okay, Kira.
Okay, so here I'm going to start mixing up 3 different toners. So the first thing I'm doing is Shades EQ 6T, and I am just measuring 1 ounce of that, and I'm going to match it with 1 ounce of processing solution. And I am going to be using this where I said before where she kind of pulled brassy around her mid shaft where there was previous color banding. I'm going to use the 6T on that section of the hair because 6T is an awesome, awesome toner for cutting through like that orange, brass, ugly color. Okay, and then this toner is going to be for her ends that pulled really light, and I am using Goldwell Color-On's 10P, 10V, and I am mixing that 1 ounce of each to 2 ounces of their processing lotion, and this is like my favorite toner for that icy bright blonde. And when I said I mixed 1 ounce of each color with the 2 ounces of processing lotion, I kind of meant that it's double processing lotion. So I do 1 ounce of 10P, 1 ounce of 10V, and then that equals 2 ounces of color. So then I do 4 ounces of the processing lotion because it's 2 to 1. And this is going to be for her root shadow. I am using Goldwell Color-On 7N, and it is also 2 to 1 with the processing lotion. And this is what I'm going to use to shadow her roots. We're not doing anything too dramatic. It's just going to be a nice little shadow so her hair grows in really, low maintenance. Recap, we have 6T, 10P, 10V, and 7N. The first step in the shampoo bowl is going to be our root shadow. So what I'm doing right here is I rinsed all of her bleach out, and then I am going to be putting conditioner in her hair to kind of soften her hair up, and then I'm going to sit her up and use my wet brush to kind of comb through her hair, give us a soft base to work with. So that's what I'm doing right now is I'm just using the Kevin Murphy conditioner on her so I can get her hair really smooth before I start brushing it out. Alright, so I've applied her root shadow all over her hair, and now I'm just doing the front bang section. And when I get to the bang section, I just kind of tap it into the root because I want it to be lighter around her face so I don't take it down as far. But around her hair, I only took it down about like an inch, inch and a half at the very most, not too far at all. Okay, and here is where the magic of toner comes into play. So where she has what I like to call that macaroni orange color in the mid-shaft, I am applying the 6T from Redken Shades, and that's going to give us a really nice beigey blonde, but I'm leaving the ends out because if it touches those blonde ends, it's going to turn it like a gray-blue, so I'm just focusing it in the mid-shaft where it's brassy. And then I take my wide tooth Sam Via comb and I comb that 6T throughout to spread the product through really nicely. Okay, and now I'm leaning her back and rinsing out the root shadow and the 6T, and then I'm going to take that 10V and 10P and tone her ends and just work it through her entire hair to get anything I might have missed, but I'm focusing it throughout her ends.
She's got the long extensions now. We did 3 bags of extensions, and we have the blonde we want with a little bit of depth at the root to keep her grow out pretty natural and subtle. Oh my gosh, we just love it. It looks so good. There is a little bit of gold from where she had her hair colored to level 5 previously, and that's just throughout here, but we toned it and it's beautiful. But just me being a picky hairstylist, I'm like, hey, 1 more session and we'll be perfect. So 1 more session and we're gonna knock that out. But for right now, oh my gosh, it looks so good.
Love it.
And her hair still feels so healthy, so good. We love it so much. So let me know what you think in the comments below. If you have any questions, tips for me, anything, just leave them in the comments below. Let me know what type of videos you would like to see next time. If you're sick of blondes, let me know as well. Yeah, so don't forget to like and subscribe, you guys.